just on a run up in the Highlands, and I've just stopped to soak up the landscape, and I wanted to share it with you. I've taken a video looking out, but I just wanted to speak a little bit about what I'm doing, really, and why, if I can. So I've come from round the back of there, and I've come all the way along there and up, where's the road? There it is, and along and up here. There's a lot of elevation from about there up to here, which I knew there would be. I'd looked at the contours on the map, so I knew that this would be quite a climb. A fairly short, sharp climb, although the next bit is also a gentle climb as well, as you can see. And then that'll be the back of it, and then I think there's about 6 kilometres. Now, what have I done? Hang on. Yeah, there'll be about 7 kilometres back. It's downstream, so it should be mostly downhill, obviously. But the whole of the 8 kilometres that I've done so far has been upstream, so it's been uphill all the way. The first few kilometres were challenging because the ground was entirely loose stone, so it's very difficult. You can't take your eyes off where you're putting your feet, but the scenery was absolutely stunning, so I stopped quite a lot to take pictures and to just soak it up, because that's the point of it for me. I wanted to do something really challenging, and I am, with the elevation and the distance, and to be honest, just coming out into the middle of the mountains. You know, the weather can change at the drop of the hat. I've got no phone signal, so I've got a compass with me so that I can always check that I'm on the right track, although it's an actual track, so it's quite hard to miss, but you just never know. I've got a midge net with me in case I need it, because we've needed it in the evenings here. I've got midge spray, and I've got antihistamines with me. I've got food and drink. The distance in total, it's only about 15 kilometres for this run, but like I say, because of the elevation and because of the remoteness of it, I'd rather be over prepared than anything. So it was quite challenging for me at the beginning of the run. You know, it's entirely uphill, and you kind of look forwards and all you can see is mountains, and you're just like, the route that I'm taking goes into those mountains, and it looks absolutely miles away, and it looks high, and it looks quite intimidating. I'm quite experienced with mountains from when I was a child, but I'm not as an adult, and certainly not as a runner. I do a lot of hill training at home, which has certainly helped my fitness and strength with the hills, it has to be said. So yeah, I wanted to do something really challenging whilst I've got the opportunity to, because why not? That's what makes me happy. And actually, I wasn't planning to stop and have a break here at all. I certainly wasn't planning to make a video, but just randomly felt compelled to be honest, because I just kind of wanted to share where I am. It's, you know, we're right in the middle of Scotland. It's not an easy place to get to. A lot of people won't have the opportunity to get out up here and enjoy it, and it's its own unique landscape, of course. I just love it. I can't get enough of this. Just being out here, all I can hear is buzzing bees. There's a lot of heather, as you might have seen, and heather honey is a thing. This is piles of bees, piles of butterflies. I've seen a buzzard. I've seen, I think, a newt, small, very, very tiny, beautiful little reptile anyway, sort of with feet but sort of slithery. So I'm not sure whether that's a newt. I think it's a newt. That was quite unexpected. It was just on the track, but of course we get boggy areas around here, so there is a lot of moisture for them. And did I say I'd seen a buzzard? I saw a buzzard. I was hunting just near to me, and obviously there's piles and piles of songbirds. I'm not sure what they are. I'm thinking things like stonechats, skylarks, but I'm not entirely sure. A few sheep, but again not many. I've passed through a farm, which is obviously who the sheep belong to, but that's it. There's just nothing else out here. So peaceful. Sorry, my arm's aching. Oh. It's just so peaceful. So I have taken another video without me ruining the quiet, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. So I must admit, although it's been hard to get into my pace because it's so up and down, and because the terrain was so uneven, you can't get into a pace over that at all. And actually one of the things that was scaring me as well was that I had to cross a ford, and I've never crossed a ford before. I generally try to avoid getting my feet wet. I love mud but not wet, so I was running up to it just thinking, oh god, I'm gonna have to wade through this, I'm gonna have to wade through a ford, and maybe there's a bridge after all. No, there wasn't. I had to just get through it. My biggest fear was that the rocks would be slippy and that I'd go flying or twist my ankle or something, but it was fine. My trainers were grippy enough. It was shallow enough that only my toes got wet, and to be honest, in the half hour since then, my trainers have drained, my socks have, they're sort of like a quick dry, lightweight, some of the material, so they've dried out. They're only even mesh on the toes, so my toes are already back to normal. So that's a tick off the challenges list for me for first time things. Yeah, so I've not really got into my stride. It is been quite hard because obviously it's been like 8 kilometres entirely uphill so far, and I've got a little bit more uphill to go yet. But I have to be honest, I've had a little sit down, which I wouldn't normally do, but then I was thinking, well, why not? You know, I'm not out here for a fast time. I've not looked at my time. I mean, my pace is absolutely appalling, but who cares? I'm not out here for pace. I'm out here to run and just get out and enjoy it. I think the thing about running is that I feel like I can get into the headspace that I don't with walking. With walking, I never get into that headspace, whereas with running, you just get completely into that zone, and everything else disappears. There is nothing else. It's just you running and the landscape, and that's all there is. You know, you can't think about anything else. So I have to be honest, with having had a bit of a sit down, I'm feeling quite strong now, although I might be eating my words by the end of the run. So I've got quite a bit to go yet, and there's not much more else to say really, other than this is just so lovely. It's quite a warm day as well. It's about 20 degrees. There's a little bit of a breeze, as I don't know if you can tell from the grass. So that's the perfect temperature for me. I like it quite hot. So yeah, I think it's meant to rain and possibly thunder later. Just seeing if I can show you some more of the sky there. Yeah, you can see the clouds a bit, but they're not looking too intimidating, and certainly in the other direction we're doing all right. I think I've got a couple of hours, although I obviously don't anticipate being out that long. Really hope not. Before the rain comes in properly in this area, so I can take my time, enjoy the views, and yeah, just enjoy the solitude. It's just gorgeous. I'll see you later. What was I saying about feeling strong? I've done just over 12 kilometres. I'm on the easy bit, the run home. Practically downhill all the way. I reckon I've got about 3 more kilometres to do, and it just feels like, well, significantly more than that. This should be the easy bit, and it's the hardest, if I'm honest. But it's so gorgeous out here. You just have to try and focus on enjoying the landscape and not obsessing about how you're feeling, because when you're out here on your own, it's really easy to get caught up in your own thoughts of this hurts, that hurts, oh my god, why am I feeling like this, and all that kind of thing. And it's like, well, of course I'm feeling like this. I've worked really hard, so yeah, I'm knackered. Just try and put that out of your mind. Walk if I need to, which is what I'm doing now. Just keep walking, running, walking. I just run as much as I can, and then if I feel like I'm dying, then have a little walk to recover. And then once I'm recovered, walk again, run again, and just try and enjoy this beautiful landscape. I mean, look, and that's where I've come from. So no wonder I'm knackered. I am actually tempted to go and get in that river, which is incredibly unusual for me. I did it, of course I did. 15.1 kilometres I think in the end, which is about 9.5 miles. So I'm just waiting for my lift home, because otherwise it's quite a long run along a main road. So I'm absolutely knackered. A car just beeped at me, so I waved. Why not? But look at the scenery behind me. Just gorgeous. And that is the direction I am going back in for my lunch, a drink, and a shower. That was the most challenging run I have ever done. 229 metres elevation gain, which is quite significant. So yeah, feeling very accomplished.